Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, or indeed if you're new to the channel, welcome along. My name is Andy, the Uncommentator, and in this video I'm going to be playing through Aladdin, more specifically the Sega Megadrive / Genesis version, so you'll be pleased to know that the name and thumbnail of this video is accurate. So let's get straight on with it. But before we do get straight on with it, I just want to point something out on this screen here. You can see there in the middle where it says Save Princess Jasmine. Now, I've played through this game several times in preparation for this video, and I've got to say I have never seen that Save Princess Jasmine icon. So I've no idea where it is. I've no idea what you're supposed to do if you find it. Absolutely not a clue. So if anyone is aware of that, please let me know in the comments, because I genuinely don't know. It's not something I've ever seen. Anywho, something that I have seen before is this level, Agrabah Market, the first level of this, unless I said wonderful game. I wouldn't say it's a wonderful game, but I'd say it's a bit like Acne, this game, and the fact that it's grown on me. I'd say that's what I would say about it. But yeah, if you're long-term viewers of the channel, may or may not, and I suspect it's may not, have watched the video that I made where I played through the SNES version of this game. Now, I say may not. I think about 10 people have watched that video, so thanks you 10. I do appreciate it. Maybe you're watching this one as well now, which if you are, that is fantastic. But yeah, so I have played through this game before for a different console, and I can't. It was a few years ago now when I recorded that, so I can't remember anything of what I said. But I suspect I probably commented on this game at the time and made a lot of comparisons, because obviously it's the same game just on a different console. Well, I say it's the same game. The name of the game is the same, but not much else is. There's quite a few differences, so it is worth doing both of them. It's not a case of, well, we're just going to get the same game on a different console. But yeah, and I suspect, and I could be wrong on this one, but I suspect I wasn't too complimentary in my commentary about this game on that video. And that's because, as I said, I'm not, or at least I wasn't, a big fan of this game. I think the best way to describe this game is possibly, I don't know if it's the best way to describe this game, but the best way I can describe how I feel about this game is it's a bit of a crap sandwich, and I think there's a more uncouth way of putting that, which hopefully you understand what I'm getting at. But yeah, for me, this game's a bit of a crap sandwich in that I think the starting bit's okay, the middle bit's horrendous, and then the end bit's good. So, you know, it's like, yeah, it's a crap sandwich essentially. So that's my opinion of this game, but I suppose I'll get more into that as I get into the video. I suppose, to be fair, I don't like keep saying suppose. I think it's going to be virtually impossible to not make comparisons between the two, so I'll probably do that for most of this video. I think it is interesting to see, you know, two different sort of versions of the same game. I think, and I may be wrong on this one, I think it's a different make. That's possibly why the game's different. So this game was made by Virgin, and it's Virgin on the Terrible. No, this game was made by Virgin, and I think the SNES game was made by somebody not Virgin. I don't know who it was, but that's probably why the game's different. At least one of the reasons, anyway. I think another reason is the Mega Drive pad is different to the SNES one, so obviously less buttons would suggest the less possibility for functionality, for want of a less pompous way of putting it. Anyway, that's level 1 done. Nice and quick. Also, if you heard that squeaky noise there, it wasn't what it sounded like. It was the leather sofa that I'm sitting on. And of course, we get Jafar's head straight away on the bonus genie thing. But it's another bonus level. This time it's Abu in Agrabah. Bit of a spoiler for you there. Yeah, I think the actually, before I say that, this level here, this bonus level, if you're not familiar with this game, it really doesn't matter about this level. All this level really gives you is gives you an extra life and some of those red gems and some apples. That's really all there is. So if we don't get very far in here, it really, keep saying really, don't know why, but it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, so I think the main reason why I'm not a massive fan of this game, apart from the fact that it's just not that good compared to the other one, is that when I bought this game way back in the day when my age was single figures, The reason why I bought it was because my brother had a SNES, and he had the... Oh, that was annoying. And he had the... he had obviously the SNES version of this game, and I thought that game was great. So when I bought this game, I was expecting the same game. But, of course, I didn't get that. Now, again, single-digit me wasn't smart enough to think, well, if you look on the back of the box and see stills from this game on the back of the box, they look nothing like the stills, or they look nothing like anything you'd see in the SNES game. So maybe that should have been the first clue I had, that it wasn't quite the same game. But, like I said, single-digit aged me didn't quite think like that. But yeah, I think that's probably the main reason why I didn't like it. I think if I'd not played on the SNES version first, I'd probably have slightly fonder memories of this game. There's also another reason why I didn't like it too much, and that's because I used to kind of struggle to get to a certain point and then couldn't get past it, and it's quite early on. So I'll mention when we get to that bit, because we're not too far away from it. But yeah, there seems to be I wouldn't say it's a massive divide in the if there is such a thing as a gaming community. I suppose there is, where you know, you've got to kind of say which side of the fence you fall down on and which version is better, this version or the SNES version. Now, for me, the SNES version is just better. It just is. But having played through this a bit more, like I said, I do have a sort of new appreciation for it, and I do actually think some levels and elements of this game are better than the SNES version, which I never thought I would ever think, but I do think that. I think the biggest difference between the two is the enemies, or the way you kill the enemies. So, on the SNES version, you jump up in the air and land on them. That's really the only way to kill the enemies. Whereas on this version, obviously you've got a sword, and you also throw up. Excuse me. You also throw. Excuse me. I do apologise for that. You also throw apples at them. Whereas on the SNES version, as I said, you jump on them basically, and also there are apples on the SNES version, but they don't. I'm sure you already know this, but for those of you that don't, there are apples on the SNES version, but they don't hurt the enemy. They just startle them. It kind of makes them sort of sway and go dazed, and then that's when you're sort of free to jump on them. So that's the biggest difference. Also, I suppose the biggest difference is the stuff that Aladdin's got the access to. So on this game, obviously, you can see he's got a sword, whereas on I suppose the SNES version, the biggest difference is he's got that giant. If you get it at the beginning at the early part of the first level, which you need it really, you get that sort of giant bed linen, which allows you to float down onto things and float around. So that's oh, there we go. We didn't get the Jafar head straight away, so that's good. Didn't get the Jafar head at all. Yeah, so I suppose, in my opinion, giant piece of bed linen greater than signed sword. But as I said, that's the main difference. I suppose it depends really. I suppose it depends what you like. Essentially, you are allowed to like both versions of this game, which is encouraged. I think sometimes not just this video game, but sometimes in general, you're not allowed to like two of the same sort of rival thing. I don't know who came up with that rule, but it does seem to be an unwritten rule somehow. Anywho, already on to level 3. We're back in Agrabah. We've just been to the desert, then we come. Why did we go to the desert? And then there we go. Didn't see that one. Didn't see that coming for some reason. Yeah, why did we go to the desert and then come back to Agrabah? I really don't know. It may have something to do with the. I think this game is based on the cartoon movie, so it's probably something to do with the plot. But I have to say, I've never seen any Aladdin movie, be it cartoon or one where actual human beings are playing the characters. Never seen it, so yeah. So I wouldn't know. I'm guessing it's based on the. A film of some description. A film called Aladdin. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Right, so we're moving on through here. Also, one thing I should mention as well, those of you that are aware, there are difficulty settings on this game. So there's, I think, something like practice, intermediate, and expert, I think it's called. So essentially easy, medium, or hard. I am playing this on intermediate. So yeah, So yeah, I'm playing this intermediate, but the only difference that I have played it on the hardest difficulty, expert or whatever it's called, but the only difference that I can see is at the start of the game, or after you've lost a life, you only start with 5 apples instead of 10, which really makes virtually no difference because there's so many apples to get that it really doesn't matter too much. So that's one difference I can see. The other difference, I think, is the blue hearts that recoup your health, I don't think they give you as much health back as they do on medium. But apart from that, I really don't know the difference between the two settings. There may be something. I thought one of them was. I thought one difference was potentially the Princess Jasmine thing, where that Princess Jasmine photo maybe only got that on hard difficulty. So like there was an extra sort of bonus level or just an extra level, but I went on expert mode and go all the way to the Jafar battle at the end. So if that spoiled it for you, but that's what happens at the end. You fight Jafar. It's hopefully that's not too much of a spoiler. It's like anyone that went to see Titanic and was surprised when it sunk. Hopefully it's that level of spoiler. But yeah, so again, I don't know where that Jasmine photo comes in because it doesn't seem to have anything to do with the difficulty. So it's either just sort of a red herring thing. They forgot to code it in, or I'm just terrible and can't find it. I think it's probably out of those options likely to be the latter. But you never know with video games. They can put in the odd cheeky little thing to spark up conversation, to spark speculation amongst the people that buy the said game. I don't get the RSPB onto me here, but I have to say I do like destroying those. I do like killing the parrots. They're my favourite enemy to destroy. Speaking of things to destroy, that pointless boss, mini boss battle. If you can even call him a boss, very very easy. Just literally stands there and takes the dagger several times. Okay, so as well as recouping health, the blue hearts gain you points, 150 points per heart. I'm not really sure what a good score is on this game. I'm not trying to get any sort of good score. I'm literally just trying to get through the game, so that's what we're doing. Right, now I said earlier about I used to get to a certain point in the game and then get stuck, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't like it. Well, this is the point of the game I was talking about, because when I first got this game and first played on it, I didn't realise that throwing apples actually destroyed the enemies, because I thought, because I was used to the SNES version, I thought apples just stunned the enemies, and I never used to really use the apples on the SNES version. So because of that, I didn't use them on here, and I didn't realise that they actually do kill the enemies. So when I used to get to that point, I used to try and sort of jump my way across to try and use the sword, but you can't do that, and then obviously kept falling to my demise and running out of lives and not getting any further. Not getting to this wonderful level, for example. And I use the term wonderful very much with my tongue in my cheek, because we're now onto the filling part of our crap sandwich. We're starting off with the filling. So we've done the first few levels, which aren't too bad. And now we're on to the levels which are too bad. And this is the first one of them. Although, I have to say, much like Acne, well, much like this game, really, it has grown on me. I think I said that earlier, didn't I? I've already used that joke once. So I need, much like a closed factory that's halted production, I need some new material. So apologies for repeating my shtick there, but yeah, this level has grown on me a little bit, but it still sucks. It's not the worst level in the game. That is to come, which I can't wait for. But hey ho, we have to get through this one first. Yeah, this is the first piece of filling in our crap sandwich, because I don't like this level. It's quite easy. The main reason I don't like this level is because of the bats. I hate the bats on this game. They're the worst enemy, I think. So if it wasn't for the bats, this level might not be too bad. Although the bats, I suppose they're not that bad, but they're not great. I do like these skeletons that blow themselves up. They're quite fun. They can also be quite irritating, but also quite fun. It's quite easy to get lost in this level, particularly at this bit. Is it this bit or is it the little bit after? That when you're making your way... Yeah, you make your way left to right, sorry, right to left, then you have to make your way back left to right, and at that point, it's quite easy to get lost. But, hey-ho. Right, we're not going to go to the shop, which allows us to buy extra lives or extra wishes, which I'm not really sure what they are. I'm assuming they're those genie head things. Relying on Aladdin to land on a platform is never a good time. Never a good thing. Yeah, it's quite easy to get lost in here. So, like, for example, at this bit with these retractable bricks that are coming in and out of the wall, if you jump up there, it doesn't lead you anywhere. It leads you to a dead end. So you need to, don't need to go up there. There's nothing up there to see, I don't think, from memory. You can't advance anyway. There may be something up there, but it's nothing to... Maybe the Princess Jasmine picture. Maybe that's up there. Maybe that's why I've never found it. I'm pretty sure it isn't. So if anyone wonders. Right, got it with the bomb. Well, didn't get with the bomb. We got it with the bones there, and then he regenerated and did it again, which is pretty annoying. But we're still okay for health. And we were before I did that. Getting a little bit impatient. Yes, this bit's a bit meat grinder. Timing your jumps on these blocks. Now, what I would say is, if you haven't played this game or you're not really used to it, eventually you just kind of get the timing right. But if you count to 3 in your head, or even out loud if that's how you roll, if you just count to 3, eventually, and then jump, it pretty much is your that pretty much is how long you need to wait before you jump. But eventually you do get used to the timing of those. And that health doesn't hurt. So we're nearly at the end now. Just one last little bit of meat grinding to do. Get those apples for no reason. You can't have any more than 99 apples. So that's it. There's nothing else to say there. Just need to time our jumps and hope he lands on the blocks, because he does have a propensity to drop down, much like right on cue. And it's nearly always that block that he does it with. And I don't know why. I think it's something to do with this stupid pole that's in the middle of the screen. Why is that there? Right, he's landed on it this time. So that's encouraging. Yeah, that pole's really irritating. Not really sure why it's there. Also, I'm not really sure why I've jumped on here, because it doesn't take you anywhere. Right, we don't need to kill him, but we will. Is there something over here? No, there isn't, which is why we didn't need to kill him. Just trusting my instincts. I've played through this game enough times now. Well, you wouldn't know it from how terrible I am. I actually didn't want to do that. I wanted to... The one time I actually don't want him to grab a chain, he does. Which is encouraging. Right. Nearly done. Now the most pointless checkpoint in the history of video games coming up. And I'm sure somebody will have a better example, but that checkpoint there. Because literally, you jump up here, kill this dude, and then that's the end of the level. So why you need a checkpoint there, I don't know. But hey-ho. So we go back to the genie bonus thing now. So this is obviously different to the SNES version, where you have that wheel spinning round. And the genie's finger stops the wheel. You get as many wishes as you can hope for, as long until you get the Jafar head, obviously. So if you get 4 genie heads, you get 4 sort of wishes. But if you get the Jafar head, you that's it basically. Okay, we're now really about to begin our. We're really getting into the main course now of our crap sandwich, because I absolutely hate this level. This level sucks, mainly because of the bats, as I said, although I've just managed to get rid of 2 of them pretty easily, so that was good. I really don't like this level at all. And that is putting it very politely. But hey ho. If it wasn't, to be fair, this level, this I said that about the last level, but I think it is actually true about this level. If it wasn't for the bats, I think this level would be okay actually. But there are the bats, so I don't like it. Simple as that. Having said that, they aren't causing too many problems at the minute, but that's all about to change, no doubt. Never remember to try and swing the sword at them, or throw an apple. One thing I do find irritating is he doesn't, when he swings his sword up here, he doesn't always swing it straight away, which is annoying. Right, that's that gone. Took a few more hits than I needed to there, but doesn't matter, because we've got some health up here. And a nice little checkpoint, which isn't pointless. Right, I can't remember where to go here. We'll go along here. Again, more bats getting in the... more bats causing a problem, but we are getting somewhere. Right, we're now going to get some boulders in the way. But first of all, I like the way you move. No, I'm going to get that health. Yeah, now, I actually watched a video of someone playing through the SNES version of this game, and I think... I mean, the video I watched was a pre-recorded one, but I think... Could be wrong here, but I think it was originally done as a live streaming thing, because he was answering I think he was answering questions. What are you doing? I think he was answering questions that people, or he was responding to comments as he was playing through the game. And one of the comments that somebody said was, because the video that I watched, he was of the same opinion as me that this is the inferior version of Aladdin. But one comment somebody put when he was playing through it was about this version having better Cave of Wonders levels than the SNES version. Now, I agree that the Cave of Wonders levels, is it level or levels? I'm not sure. I can't remember. The Cave of Wonders levels, let's say for argument's sake, on the SNES version, I do think are the weakest. I do think are the weakest levels on that game, but in no universe are they worse than this level on this version. I just can't have that. I absolutely hate this level. Mainly because of these winged cretins, but whatever the reason, I don't like this. I just don't like this level at all. So I can't agree with that assessment. That yes, I agree. The Cave of Wonders levels on the SNES version are not very good, are the weakest levels. But it's hill I'm willing to die on. They're not worse than the. They're not worse than these. They're just not. Right, we'll go to. It's not worse than this level, I should say. Right, we'll go to the shop. Not that there's any point. Get an extra. Well, I say there's no point. We may need these extra lives. Hopefully not. Let's just get. The most amount of lives you can have is at any one point is 9. So let's just fill up on lives, even though hopefully there's no point. But let's do it anyway. We've still got 11 gems left. Right, I have to. Right, taking a few hits. Those stupid bats, but it doesn't matter. There's plenty of health down here. We can recoup our health and get some points at the same time. Wonderful. Wunderbar. What isn't Wunderbar is this silly little mini-game, mini-boss thing. Pretty dull, this one, but a bit more challenging than the guy in the street or Agrabah rooftops, wherever it was. But still pretty easy and pretty pointless. Just running from, doing a bit of an Ariana Grande, and hopefully getting enough shots in that we can go away. One thing I'm finding a little bit more challenging than I was on the practice runs when I was preparing for this video. I can't hear the screen, can't hear the game, I should say, which is can be a problem at times. But more so later on in the game. But we'll worry about that when we get to it. One thing I do think is better on this game than the SNES version is the use of the magic carpet. There's a few times it's going to come up, and that's the first one of them. And I do think that's better, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. We'll say a bit more about that when it's relevant. Right, last little bit now. Need to avoid these boulders. We don't really need to avoid them. Don't want to get hit too many times, obviously, but we can get hit a few times, it doesn't matter. There's nothing on the other side of here, I don't think. I'm not going to run all the way down just in case I fall off the end of the screen for some reason. So, we recoup the magic lamp. And that's the level complete. Okay, so that's the worst level out of the way, thankfully. Well, this next level can be a bit of a problem as well. Slightly different one, this level. Similar to a... not this bonus level. I forgot I got the Abu sign, didn't I? I forgot about that. I was going to leave it, but I'd not taken too many hits up to that point. So this is similar to the one again. We don't really need to worry about this too much. We just need to. We'll see how far we get. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't count for anything. Obviously, we need to avoid the boulders. the best we can by following the stuff that there is to grab, and then some bats will appear, and then we'll worry about the next level when it comes down. And again, the bats, like they always do, just ruin everything. Oh well, we got a few gems, doesn't matter. So this is similar to, so again, comparing to the SNES version, this is similar to, this next level is similar to the level on the SNES where I think, from memory, the screen is moving along, so if you stand still, you kind of get pushed along with the screen moving. It doesn't do that on this version, but again, I do prefer the SNES version. Yeah, the screen moves along, doesn't it? Whereas this one, it doesn't. So, but there are no sort of enemies to kill on this one. There's a couple of bats, but that's about it. We've just got to basically make our jumps. Now, if I'm going to lose I haven't lost a life yet. If I'm going to lose a life, it's going to be on this level. So, I may not say too much going through here because I need to concentrate, and I'm not very good. So let's demonstrate that now. There we go. Perfect demonstration right there. I knew it was going to happen. I can just never make that first jump. Now, because we've lost a life, we've now, you may have noticed, we've now gone back down to 10 apples. I'm not entirely sure why. That when you lose a life like that, I can't believe I just did that. That was so bad. When you lose a life like that, you lose all your apples, but you don't lose your red gems, and you don't lose your score. So I'm not sure why it's just the apples that you go back down to 10, but it is. So that's what it is. Unfortunately, never make that jump anymore. I used to be able to make it. Not anymore. Right. Okay, we're whizzing through here. We're not whizzing through. Random climb. I don't know why that's there, but it is. Recoup the health that we've lost. I'm not too worried about the health on this, because there's not a lot of sort of ways to lose health. I mean, if this boulder hits us, then you die instantly. You don't lose health. So, the only real thing to worry about is the sort of the little red boulders. Right, we're okay at the minute. Right, this is the next big jump, and we've made it. So that's encouraging. I can't believe I screwed that first jump up. I think the problem with that jump is I just overthink it. It's not that difficult. Unlike this next bit, right? This next bit is a bit of a problem because you have to. I'm going to say this as I'm going to say this before I do it. So you have to basically, after this first one, the next two, these little bits of rocks will disappear into the lava. Now the next two jumps, you sort of have to do a fake jump to get some lava to fly out of the lava, like a blob of lava will pop up, and then you jump again. Because if you jump when the lava comes, it stops your momentum and you fall into the lava. And I said lava a lot there, as I'll now demonstrate now. So we jump across, do a fake jump, then that brings the lava up, and then we jump again. So that's how you do that. Okay, we're near at the end now, so that's good. Right, let's get rid of this bat. Because if this bat hits us, we're in trouble. Okay, here we go. So this is the last bit. I can't believe I screwed that jump up. How does this boulder speed up when it's going uphill? Never quite understood that one. Anyway, that's that. Really annoyed about that jump. I like how I gave the big build-up saying I'll probably die here, and then I literally died on the first jump, the easiest jump, and I messed it up. But anyway, whatever. We're racking up the apples again. To be honest with you, going back down to no apples at this stage doesn't really, well, 10 apples I should say, doesn't really matter too much because there's plenty of opportunities to get apples back. Loads of apples on this game. Right, Rug Ride. So, where's Tommy and Angelica? So, this level here. So I said earlier about I do prefer the use of the magic carpet on this game. So on the SNES game, I suppose the only use of the magic carpet, I think I'm right in saying, is I don't want to say iconic because I think that's going a bit too far, but is a sort of iconic. I don't want to say iconic, but then I'll say it. No, the non-iconic level where you're basically on the magic carpet and you're flying through and it's a whole new world's playing, you're collecting the gems. That's the only. I mean, that level. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice kind of change of pace, but it's not really that necessary. Whereas on here, the magic carpet is It helps you get through the levels, which I do prefer. Although I nearly messed up there. Don't know how I didn't hit that, but I didn't. So yeah, I do prefer the magic carpet on this one. I may go a bit quiet here because I just want to get through this. I've done an Ariana Grande earlier. Now I need to do a Daniel Bedingfield. And if I'm talking, I'm not concentrating as much as I could be. And obviously you can see we're speeding up. Our reaction times are dwindling. So we need to react. Now whenever it says a question mark, it's at the top, so you need to go down to the bottom. There'll be 2 question marks. We've seen one already, another one coming up. When you've got past an obstacle, it's always worth going back to the middle, just in case you... So if you're down then need to go to the top, you haven't got a lot of time to sort of make it. I think the second question mark's now. There it is. There we go. Got through that in 1. Oh dear. Okay, so that's not the last we'll see of the magic carpet. Not the last we'll see of this bonus level either, hopefully. If you get the apple on this one, on this bonus level, it actually gives you 5 apples and not just 1. Right. Now, I always forget about this level. I always think the next level is Sultan's... is it Sultan? Yeah, Sultan's Palace, but it's not. It's inside the lamp. So once again, the obvious comparison here is to the... the obvious comparison here is to the SNES. The Genie levels on the SNES are quite famous. But, where do you go here? I actually don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Genie levels on the SNES are quite famous. But they're so much... Well, they're not so much better, but they are better on the SNES. I really do like those Genie levels on the SNES when you're sort of flipping off balloons and... Well, say flipping off balloons. You know what I mean? No, not in a nice way. Flipping off balloons in a nice way. Yeah, when you're doing that stuff, and yeah, the Genie levels on... There's two Genie levels on the SNES, and the second one's not as good as the first one, but they're both pretty good. Certainly better than... that was fortunate. I was waiting for the hands to start dropping there, but I didn't need to. Must have timed my jump well. Right, just... Oh yeah, I'm just... Sorry, I wasn't expecting that. Throw myself a little bit. This was the bit I wasn't expecting. Can be a little bit irritating, this bit, especially when the balloons stop coming. Any chance the balloons could keep coming? Why is this happening? I'm not quite sure at this point. Yeah, anyway, so the Genie levels... Yeah, the Genie levels on the SNES are, dare I say, iconic. They're pretty cool. They're certainly better than these Genie levels, anyway. Well, there's only one Genie level in this game. And it's this one. This can go wrong. But hopefully it won't. I mean, it's physics-defying, but that doesn't matter. It's not the only physics-defying thing on this game. I'll be really glad when this is finished, because this is harder than normal. There we go. I don't know if it's because I'm playing it on a... Now, when I've practiced this, it shouldn't make too much difference, this, but when I practiced this, I practiced it on a normal and... Well, I'm playing this, just to be clear, I am playing this on an original Megadrive, but I practiced it on with the original aerial in. Now I'm playing through this. I've had to plug an HDMI in to allow me to record it, and I don't know if that's making any difference whatsoever. It shouldn't be doing. Why should the aerial make any difference? If anything, it should be easier with an HDMI because it should be clearer. But there's just something sort of lingering that's making me... I don't know if it's just something subconsciously that makes me think, yeah, this looks a bit different, and that's why a few little jumps and a few little things are just not quite as seamless as they used to be. Like that balloon thing. Like that balloon thing that just happened there. I hate this bit. I don't say hate lightly, but I absolutely hate this bit. Right, okay. Okay, I hate this bit. That's why I went quiet. Yeah, I don't know if it's just I don't know if there's something subconscious in the back of my mind that says, yeah, you're not playing this on an original. You're not playing this. You're not playing this with the aerial in. Why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? Right, how do you do this? There is obviously a way of doing it. I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss that first thing, aren't I? I'm gonna miss that first hand and drop through the sky. What's annoying me is why can't I? I don't know how you do this. I've obviously done it, but I can't remember how you do it. Now, other than me awkwardly just saying, I can't remember how to do this, I'm not sure what else I can really do at this point. Oh, I think I know how to do it. Yeah. Yeah, I can remember how to do it now. Right, okay. Nope. Okay. Right, I'm getting flustered. Come on, concentrate. What are you doing? This is really awkward because there's no other way past this other than literally just doing this. I don't think I need to jump as high on that second jump. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Don't jump as high. There we go. We got there in the end. Well, that was awkward. Yeah, don't jump as high because then you're in the air for longer, so it gives it less time to. Gives it more time to shrink again. That was the key there. Okay. What was I saying? I've completely forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, I do quite like this. I do quite like this level, but the how can you land on that? There we go. Done in one. I've totally lost what I was saying then. I feel like I was saying something, but I'm not quite sure what it was. Anyway, that's that one done. Only got one genie head. And of course we get Jafar. Not that it matters at this point. Back up to 99 apples. So that's good. Right, now we are really now onto the last bit of our crap sandwich. So we've got through the nice little beginning bit. We've got through the horrendous filling, and we're now onto the nice end bit. Now, what I would say is, I actually prefer these end levels on here than I do on the SNES. So the end levels on the SNES, I think really from the point onwards of the levels where it's the ones where there's a giant sort of stone cobras and the sand coming out of them. From this point onwards, I prefer these levels, if that makes any sense. These are like the equivalent of those. Well, these fish are starting to get on my nerves. There we go. And now the magic carpet's back again. So we hop onto that. Yeah, I do like the use of the carpet on this game. I do think that's pretty cool. Get the health that we need. The only slight criticism of the carpet is once it's done what it needs to do, it doesn't swim. It definitely doesn't swim. It doesn't fly off. It kind of lingers and can get in the way. But that's nitpicky. That is me nitpicking. Give it to you. Ooh, that was annoying. Right, I'm not going to drop out the sky just to get that genie and that what's it called? Red gem thing. I'm not, for those of you that aren't, if it's not obvious, I'm not controlling this, it's just flying for me, so I just have to basically keep flinging my sword around, hoping that I don't get hit by anything. There may be a technique to that, but I don't know what it is. Okay, whizzing through here. I'm really tempted to re-record this, to be honest with you, just because of that terrible first jump that I did. Now, if you're listening to this, then you know that I didn't re-record it, and I just left the horrible jump in. But that's the only time that's the only. I don't want to sound arrogant, but I think that's the only time I'm going to lose a life on this run. I can't imagine doing it again. So at least I did it at the start of the level when I just totally messed up. I just totally messed it up. So that was my fault. Hopefully it was moderately comedic. But yeah, not a great look. But yeah, like I said, if you're hearing me say all this stuff, then you know that I don't re-record it. More parrot. No parrots were harmed in the making of this game, but they were harmed in the making of this video. Right, I'm going to drop out the sky just to get that health, which I'll probably end up losing again because the parrots regenerate. The parrots regenerate, but the fat guys with the swords don't, which is odd. But such is life. It can be odd at times. If the carpet does its thing. Yeah, so I do prefer these last two levels on this game than I do the SNES. Sorry, the SNES, I was right the first time. This is one area that the Mega Drive / Genesis is superior. Certainly the last level. I do quite like the last level in this game. I think it's pretty good. And the Jafar battle itself, I think it's better on this game. But again, we'll worry about that when we get to it. Taking a couple of hits, but it doesn't matter. Get those apples, not that we need them. Free a boo. Don't know where he goes. Shop guy's back. Buy a wish, why not? Okay, not long left to go now. Get the red gem, not that we need it. Can we land on the health? No, we can't, which is annoying. But again, not that it really matters, because we're now at the end of the level. And on to another boss battle. Now, this boss battle took me quite a long time to master, but if you literally stand on this barrel, all you have to do is stand on this barrel and throw apples up at the bird on the wooden wheel there. As long as you these horribly pixelated aliens, which they've not converted well from the standard AO to HDMI. These blue aliens. As long as you just get rid of these pretty quick, you're absolutely fine. There we go. End of the level. So now we're on to Jafar's Palace, the last level. We don't need to worry too much about this. If we get Jafar's head, it doesn't really matter. Okay, Jafar's Palace. Will we see the Princess Jasmine picture? Spoiler, no we won't. Yeah, I do quite like this level. So let's whiz through it. We don't need to destroy the enemies. If we stay on these gold platforms, we can hopefully avoid those flames you can see there going across. My only concern, and it is a really small one, is I just hope that not being able to hear the... Hope I'll be okay not being able to hear the... not really being able to hear the game, because it can be useful for the boss battle. But we'll worry about that when I get to it. We'll stay in the gold platforms. We can avoid all these enemies and collect some goodies. Not that we need them, although we're not quite full on apples, but 92 apples is more than enough. More than enough apples to get through. How do you avoid that? I don't know, but thankfully there's health over here, so it doesn't really matter. But you literally drop right onto his sword, so I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to avoid that. Now, if we fall off these orange platforms, that was close. The spikes underneath, they don't hurt us, they just instantly kill us. So we need to stay on the these platforms, as much as we can. How many apples are down to now? 87, still plenty. Avoid the giant swinging balls. I didn't realise that ducking down until recently actually helped, but it does. As we can see, slowly making our way across. We see the magic carpet, we know we've made it. So we hop onto that, and it will take us up here. But before it does that, I'm just going to jump off and get this health. And we'll go and visit Shopman again. Go and visit the shopkeeper. And we'll buy a couple of wishes for no reason whatsoever. We need to hop back onto the carpet. To do that. This is the last. No, I was just this is the last bit of the carpet, but it's not. Not at all. There's another there's another bit. That was annoying. See again the carpet getting in the way there. Not quite sure what it was doing. Alright, and these statues, when you look at them they keep still, and then when you pass them, they turn around and come to life. Got to turn around. Anyway, didn't think I'd be singing that in this video, or anything for that matter. Right, working our way along, kill the fat dudes, slice the parrots, and we've done it. Okay. Don't know if the mic's picking up that whirring noise, but my laptop fan is working overdrive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Laptop's working overdrive. Down the road, we're nearly at the boss battle, so we're nearly at the end of the video. You'll be all delighted to know. Didn't know I didn't need to take that hit there, but we'll hop up here and take some more hits. Just to get some hearts. Well, it's never easy to win a heart. You've got to put some work in, so that just proves that. And we'll hop onto the these platforms. Get some apples. I've missed the checkpoint. Not that it matters. Back onto the magic carpet. This is the last bit of the carpet now. This is the last bit of the level. It will take us to the boss battle, which I'm interested to see how I get on. Without actually being able to hear, because it can be useful to be able to hear the thing. So to hear the game, I should say. Hear the game. Yeah, anyway, so for this one, it's Jafar. So you can see there. So basically, all we have to do is avoid this magic. Basically, if we get sucked in by the magic, he'll just like take health off us. Basically, he'll hit us and take health off us. So I think obviously I can't actually see if I'm hitting him. I hope I am, but I don't know. Well, his magic's still coming, so he hasn't quite met his demise yet. Right now he has, because the fire's come up. So he turns into the snake. Now I can't, for some reason, do this snake thing on the right hand side. I don't know why. I have to jump over to this left hand side. No idea why, but once again, we just need to jump in the air. Now if you run, you may have noticed there on the those gold platforms. If you stand on the gold platforms, flames come up, so you can't stand on them. You can run across them quickly, but you can't stand still, so we have to basically keep jumping up in the air to avoid this. Hope that we're hitting him. I honestly don't know, because I can't hear it. I think we're hitting him. No, we must be hitting him, because there he is. And that's Aladdin. One thing I will say as well at that point, if you run out of apples at that point, then the apples reappear on top of one of the gold platforms, and you have to sort of run across as quick as possible and collect them. So if you do run out of apples, then it doesn't matter too much, but you've got to collect them, which obviously is perilous because the flames pop up. But that didn't happen there. We've saved Jasmine, despite the fact we never saw the photo to do that, and that is Aladdin for the Sega Megadrive / Genesis. So yeah, as I said, I do prefer the SNES version, but I do prefer the last two levels in particular of this Megadrive version. I think they're better than the SNES version, and I do prefer the Jafar battle on this one. I think it's Jafar the better one of the two. So yeah, I do prefer the Jafar battle on this one. But yeah, as I said, the SNES version is better. It just is. But anyway, Steve Henfin wouldn't agree. So if you disagree with me, then please let me know in the comments. Tell me which version you prefer. That would be good. Andy Lucky, yes, I was lucky to get through that. But anyway, that is the end of the video. So I think just before we hit the 50-minute mark, it's a good time to say goodbye. So if you did enjoy this video, then please like and share the video. You can also leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. Again, let me know which version you prefer or anything else you want to say. Go for it. Why not? While you're here on YouTube, though, if you head on over to the channel, The Uncommentator, so that's the and then a space and then commentator with a UN at the front of it. I need a more catchy, cool channel name, but hey ho, we've come this far now. If you head over to that channel, you'll be able to watch the SNES playthrough that I mentioned earlier. You can also watch plenty of other videos. Virgil the Cat contributed to this game, very good. You can also watch plenty of other videos that I've played through. So many games on the channel now. Ranging, we've got Pokemon, we've got some wrestling games, we've got Star Fox, we've got Star Wing, whatever it's called in your country, Lilac Wars, I don't know. Anyway, loads to check out, so please go and check that out. You can also subscribe to the channel if you would like. That would be fantastic. But join me next time. We're going to be moving on to something else. I have no idea what it is, but to get to that point, for now from me, it is sayonara.